Goldman Sachs has agreed to shell out millions to settle a class action lawsuit that alleged widespread bias against female employees. That's according to a joint statement. Yahoo Finance's Diane joins us now to dive deeper into the case. So what was this all about?
Yeah, well, it's a big payday for women with long patience who once worked for the firm. Goldman Sachs has agreed to fork over $215 million to settle years-long gender pay bias allegations. The settlement covers around 2,800 female associates and vice presidents who were employed at the powerhouse bank beginning in 2002. It was the banking sector's longest-running battle over pay disparity. A discrimination complaint which led to the case was first filed in 2005, but the allegations go back further. The suit was first brought in 2010 by 3 former Goldman employees. The initial complaint alleges that Goldman's, quote, discriminatory practices favored men, and that as a result, women made less money, received weaker performance reviews, and were promoted less frequently. This case came down to the wire. It was set to go to trial next week. Now, for years, banks have pledged to diversify their ranks. Goldman's 2022 partner class was 29% women. By comparison, the 2020 class was 18% women. And going back to the settlement, in addition to the financial portion of the settlement, Goldman says it will hire outside experts to investigate its performance evaluation, promotion, and pay process for the next 3 years.
This is an industry that's known for having blowback. So if one complains about unfair treatment, what does this indicate about the corporate workplace environment now?
Well, it's certainly changing because once upon a time you would have blowback for complaining. I mean, there were consequences in terms of your ability to be promoted, to secure better opportunities within the firm. But corporate culture is certainly changing in general, one. And two, this comes in light of the pay, the pay gap or pay transparency laws that have come into play in New York and California. So certainly there's something to be said about the greater context of pay transparency and this case reaching a resolution before going to trial. And also, it would put a greater microscope on Goldman and the banking industry if it were to go to trial.
Yahoo Finance's own Diane King-Hall, thanks for tracking this story.
You got it.
Bringing it
Thank
to
you.
us.